years ago, I was working at a summer camp that I basically grew up at. Every night of every summer for 7 years, I spent around the campfire where the only music came from our voices and acoustic guitars. My last summer there, I was an employee, and I was digging through this back closet off the kitchen, and I found this old guitar. It was so warped, it never stayed in tune, but my childhood campfire-loving self was determined to learn to play on that piece of crap guitar. I learned a few chords and some strumming patterns from some friends, and ever since then I've been continuing to teach myself by looking up YouTube videos, reading books, and just looking up general tips on the internet. Many people are familiar with guitars, and that's not surprising considering how long they've been around. According to guitar history expert Francois Foucher, plaques dated 1850 BC show figures playing instruments resembling guitars. Guitars have been around forever, and they're played by so many people. In 2002, research showed that 50 million people played guitars. That being said, chances are that some of you or people you know probably play guitar. Many people do have the desire to play guitar, but they don't know where to start. Well, the answer is right here. Today, I will show you some things you need to know about your guitar before you start playing. I will show you how to read music and some basic playing skills to get you started. Now, the guitar has 6 strings: E, A, D, G, B, and E. These raised lines along the neck of the guitar are called frets, and they are what allow for note change. The closer you get to the body of the guitar, the higher the note is going to be. There's marks at 3, 5, 7, 9, 12, 15, and 17 that act as guides for finger placement while you are playing. You may be the best guitar player in the whole world, but if your guitar is out of tune, you're going to sound like crap. So there are a few things you can do to avoid sounding like crap, and that is making sure your guitar is in tune by buying a tuner, or you can download apps for your phone, iPod, or tablet. Or if you're lucky enough like me, you have a built-in tuner in your guitar. You may have the will to play and a guitar, but if you don't know where to put your fingers on the frets, you aren't gonna go anywhere. Now there's two different kinds of guitar music: tabs and chords. And what tabs are 6 horizontal lines, one representing each string of the guitar. The top line of the tab is representative of the high E string, and the bottom line is the low E string. There's numbers placed on the lines according to which fret you should be playing at. For example, if there's a 1 on the top line of the tab, you would place your finger on the first fret of the high E string and play that. Except for you probably won't play that because that's not a good sound. Also, there are chords, and I think that chords are easier to learn on because it's basically just a pattern of finger placement that you memorize and put a name to it. Some popular chords are A, C, D, G, and E, and you'd probably be surprised how many popular songs you know are made up of only a few of those chords in repetition. Now it is time to play the guitar. You have 2 options with your right hand, and those are finger picking or strumming. And finger picking is using your fingers to individually play one or a couple strings at a time, usually in a pattern. Now you can strum as well, and while there are many strumming patterns, you don't always have to use a strumming pattern, and they can be improvised. I'm going to show you the strumming pattern that I learned on. It's pretty simple, and it can be used for many different songs with just a little bit of variation. And so that goes down, down, up, up, down, up. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. After a couple times, you'll probably get the hang of it. I'm going to show you the A chord as well, and that just takes 3 fingers. It's pretty simple. It's probably the simplest chord that there is. And you take your first finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. All fingers are going to be on the 2nd fret. And you just continue down with the 4th and the 5th string. And you have an A chord. So down, down, up, down, up. And you're already playing the guitar. Trying something new can be scary, but guitar is not one of those things. If you have the desire to play, you are now ready. Knowing your guitar how to read music, and just by knowing the very basics of how to play, and you are well on your way to being an awesome guitar player. Before you know it, you could be sitting around your own campfire, falling in love with the beautiful sounds of an acoustic guitar.